Ayurveda is a 5,000-year-old ancient life science. It talks about the mind, body, and consciousness connect. And it's so relevant in our lives today as we're trying to be mentally happy and physically fit. And my today's guest on the show is Mansi Mahajan, who will teach us how relevant Ayurveda is today in our urban lives. So, welcome to the show, Mansi. Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you, Shraddha. It's a privilege and an honor always to, be collaborating with you and doing beautiful things for the world.
Yeah. And let me introduce Mansi to you guys. She's a dear friend. She is an award winning entrepreneur. She is an international yoga expert and an instructor. She facilitates conferences globally. She also runs an award winning bed and breakfast called House of Kapali. And she's recently launched her brand of apparel where which she'll tell us all about in some time. So I'm so excited to have you on the show, Everyday Ayurveda Basics, Mansi. So how do you think you're using Everyday Ayurveda currently to boost your immunity in the times of the COVID-19 virus?
I think Ayurveda for me is always meant practical. Like, what can you imbibe from it in your everyday living life?
Mm-hmm.
So there are several rituals I follow. So, when you wake up, I do a little bit of dry brushing to the skin just to exfoliate and get the skin,
Yeah.
blood circulation flowing. For the consumption, I make sure that I'm including a lot of the adaptogens in my daily consumption, and I'm forcing everyone in the family to do so. So like the top three adaptogens for me, which I need to have every day, like number one, which I swear by, is ashwagandha, of course. I could like breathe it all day. Second is tulsi, of course.
Yeah.
Super powerful herb, so much radical information in that herb. And the third one is turmeric, the curcumin in it.
Okay.
And now there are, different ways. I mean, this is a bit of a longer discussion, but basically, I make a little bit of make a pot where I bring to boil turmeric, giloy, neem leaves, a little bit of crushed black pepper, and I keep sipping that, and ginger, of course, and keep sipping that all day. So that for me is, it's like this power packed immunity booster that I feel like, makes you invincible.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so magical, right? The power of ancient herbs and how we have just assumed and taken it for granted. And it's taken us a
Yeah,
situation like this for us to get back to basics and
absolutely.
respect all these ancient remedies which our forefathers and our grandmothers used to use all the time. But I would love for you to share for our viewers the recipe at some point on the stories. You can just send
Oh,
me.
I would love to.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, it's a very evolving recipe. So, whatever like is available or
Yes,
handy. But
yes.
I mean, a few of the things are always going in. But definitely, I will send you a recipe, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
Like, you'll be addicted to that. You know it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're an Ayurveda addict too.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. And this my second thing is, how do we kind of practice yoga? Like, what are some go-to asanas which you've been doing every day to ensure you're maintaining your immunity, you're fighting this allergy season which we're currently in because of spring? Like, give us some recommendations which you do personally.
Yeah. Okay. So, I have a simple formula for this. It's called BMW. Get out of your BMW. It's called get out of your body, mind, and world and get into your breath. So if you're ready to get out of your BMW, I will show you.
Yeah, I'm
So,
willing.
yeah.
Gotten how to drive, you'll teach me today, Mana. You'll teach me.
Yeah, these are new rules. Okay, so basically there's a beautiful technique that I love. It's called, which I may or may not have co-invented. It's called the breath of joy. Okay, so let me show you how this goes. Ideally, you should be standing, but it's 3 inhalations and 1 quick exhalation. Okay, so let me see if I have space. Yeah, so Inhale, 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 exhale. Okay, so it goes. So now I'm going to do it. So the exhale is with a ha sound.
Okay.
Again. So you drop the head, you throw everything into that ha sound, which is a very energizing, immunity boosting sound of the sun, which is the sound of the inner sun. Ha.
Okay.
It's a solar sound.
And
So
what
that,
is the
maybe
time?
like 9 to 12. Sorry?
What is the time of the day you normally do this?
So this is important that you do this in the morning because it's very activating for the system.
Okay.
It creates that inner fire. It, Agni is generated through this. So it's important to do it like in the morning hours before 12 noon.
Okay.
Or if you're waking up 12 noon, after 12 noon, then I'm not too sure. Then you need to fix that.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. And
Okay, wait, sorry. Also, you said yoga asanas, yeah?
yes. Yoga asanas,
Yeah.
a couple of, I'm sure some of us know the basics, and some
Yeah.
of them, us know more advanced yoga, but I think basics would be more easier for everybody to follow.
Exactly. See, I see a lot of people getting to the mat, which is such a beautiful celebration of yoga. Finally, it took the virus for people to come to the mat. In whatever your practice, like this is for your viewers, right? Whatever their practice might be, it's important to remember these 3 rules to include that in your practice, which are very immunity boosting. They go through all the glands at the different chakras.
Yeah.
So you need to include an inversion in your practice. So whether it's downward facing dog or it's uttanasana, with the head down, where the head goes down and the tailbone goes up. So that's important. That's deeply immunity boosting for the blood circulation. The second rule to follow is we need to include one twist.
Okay.
1 or 2 twists. Yeah. So whether it's a reclined, easy, supine twist, like Jatara Parivrita Asana, or a seated twist, like we're familiar. There's so many options. So the twist is important because that works on the adrenals. Where all our immunity glands are located. It works on the digestive organs. It cleanses the kidneys, the liver. It's a beautiful detoxification.
Okay.
And the third important thing to include in your asana practice is, so we did the inversion, we did the twist. You need to have your head going up.
Okay.
Legs going up. So something like legs up the wall.
Okay.
Even if it's legs up the wall.
Okay.
Beautiful practice, again, to invert the blood supply. So, just if we follow these simple rules, I think it's we can navigate through these times really healthily and strongly.
Okay, awesome. And for somebody who doesn't have a yoga practice at all, what is some like the basic 2 kind of asanas you recommend for them to begin with?
Good question. Okay. If you don't have a yoga practice, I think it's nice to ease yourself into sun salutations. Okay. Because that's comprehensive. It's complete in essence. It's a very ancient package, which is potent. It's fully loaded. It's just like it goes through the body and activates every chakra, every energy channel, vortex, everything. So, but if I were to show you, maybe like 1 or 2 poses, I would. They would be heart openers because they're my favorite, because they're really like, we need that, because they're, these times can bring you down, but we don't want to do that. So let me show you 2 beautiful heart openers, easy. And let me know if you're able to view it clearly. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to recline on the ground. Okay. Let me just bring this down a little bit. Yeah. So my body is on the ground. I'm belly facing down. Okay. Hands are right under the chest.
Yes.
And we look up.
Okay.
Let me adjust this a little bit.
Yeah, that's
okay. My arms are reaching into the rib cage, and we push with the palms up to look up. Cobra, Bhujangasana, really opening up the heart center. Very powerful. Exhale from here, we take it to child pose. Okay. And we repeat this cycle a few times, like maybe 6 times. Okay. Very beautiful to do that. Okay. So I think maybe even just beginning with something like this and then making your way to sun salutations. Okay. Another one. So we did a heart opener. You can follow this up with exhale, a spine lengthener. So we're as young as our spine is flexible. So Paschimottanasana, really reclining into the spine. This is the yin pose. So that's yang and this is yin.
Okay.
So it really helps to create the yin and yang, create that balance in the body, which obviously leads to the balance in the mind, right? And the balance in the breath. So
okay. And how much? What is the rotations in terms of sun salutations? Like for a beginner, 5 to 6 times should be sufficient, or what are your recommendations?
Yeah, reach for the sky, aim for 108. I'm kidding. Yeah, start with 6. Definitely, you know, once you get the rhythm of like, say, doing 1 or 2, build to 6. 6 is easy. For any healthy person, 6 should be easily doable. And then build it up to 12, build it up to 24, 36. And like I said, once a month, you know, once the practice is familiar, once a month, practice 108 sun salutations. Okay. It will change your life.
All right, sounds fun. Okay, now my next question is, what kind of quick meditation can we do? Because a lot of us currently are so wired to be physically active, and we're not using this time to kind of go internal and connect with our mind, body, and consciousness, which we propagate in Ayurveda. So, you know, quick meditation, which you can recommend, which we can do ourselves at home, you know, if we're feeling a little anxious or stressed, or, you know, a bit lonely, because it oftentimes there are people which are all over, you know, the country and the world, which are caught in this situation. So some recommendations would be very, very helpful.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe let's practice it together. It's so simple.
Okay.
And it's so profound, this breathing technique. It's, I mean, I call it the square breathing. Okay. So what we essentially need to do is, all you need really for this is just yourself and a straight spine.
Okay.
So sit straight. If, you know, if one has a backrest, come away from the backrest.
Okay.
It's nice to be uncrossed completely. No part of your body should be crossed.
Okay.
So, you know, the energy channels are open to free flow, flow freely. So what we're going to do is we place our hands, palms facing up on the knees. Close your eyes. We close our eyes gently. And we begin to notice the breath and the quality of the breath. Mm-hmm. And the texture of the breath. You just now, you know, practice and just go into the breath. I'll just talk you through it for, you know, 2 minutes. Just observe how the breath feels. Is it soft? Is it fast? Is it slow? And if it's available for you, push the breath into the lower belly. Breathe from the lower belly, from the deepest part of you. In and out. We're going to bring in the square breath. So imagine in your mind's eye, like we're drawing a square at your third eye center. So the left wall of the square is your inhale. So inhale now. Draw the top wall of the square with just hold that breath in. Just stay with the fullness of the breath. Bring the right wall of the square from the top to the bottom with an exhalation. And now stay with the emptiness as you close the square from the point you started. Stay with this. We're going to practice this again. And now we're going to introduce a count. Inhale. Sa. Hold the breath. Na. Exhale. Na. And close the breath. Ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Create your own rhythm. Go inside your breath, create your own rhythm. Sa, ta, na, ma. See if you can lengthen The breath cycle. Sa, ta. Slow exhale. I invite you to double your exhalation. Stay in the emptiness. Ma. The truth is my identity. We can always count 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's so much more profound. One more cycle together. Deep inhale in. Staying in the fullness of breath. Exhaling to the double proportion of the in-breath. Slow and controlled. Closing your square with the emptiness of breath. This space can create a tremendous impact, is capable of deep transformation, staying in this kumbhaka, emptiness, and relax your breath. Just stay with your eyes closed for a moment. And we slowly open our eyes.
That was so healing.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Yes. I mean, I am guilty that I did open my eyes a couple of times to ensure that I knew what to do later on after
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, because we're still getting the hang of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it was so healing and calming. Thank you for that.
Good, good. And again, with this practice, this can be, just you can start to cultivate and become very, very familiar with this practice anytime, day or night. If you can't sleep or, the mind seems to be wavering, beautiful technique to just, come into the consciousness of the breath to start connecting to the essence.
Definitely, definitely. For the wavering mind and that chatter, which is constantly going on, I think this is
the monkey mind, of course.
So thank you for that. And, how are you using self-care currently? Because we all have so much time in our hands, technically. Any kind of tips which you're using currently for self-care?
There's see, because I've always believed. So I also created Manaste, which is a skincare. I call it edible skincare.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a big part of my life, and I always say self-care, it's your divine responsibility. So it's not like you need to make time for it, because it's more than that. It's a privilege taking care of our temple, of the sacred space.
Yeah.
So it should be the dominant part of your day.
Exactly.
Taking priority. So I know, because you're on the same page, you've been doing that. So it's it's beautiful. So
but what are the quick, probably 2 hacks which you would recommend, which you don't do without? Because as we have the liberty of more time in our hands now, but as we get back into our on-the-go lives, what are the kind of quick hacks you always kind of do before, like, leaving the house, which are like your go-to in terms of self-care? Is there anything?
So, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Is there anything which you do in terms of, a hair mask, a face mask, or, give us recommendations, since now we all are entering like summer, to combat dryness, would be really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. So there is, my mind's like bursting with ideas because I've got so much to share. But one thing is that, these days with the onslaught of spring, we need to balance the kapha element, right? So, few of the things that really help to balance it, aloe vera gel, a lot of us have aloe vera growing. So it's lovely to just scoop out a little bit of the gel and like apply it on the face, even just as a moisturizer. So if you're just out of the shower now, we can keep it on for a while, or before you're going to bed. Another thing I do is, I put a little bit of mustard. I keep a small teeny weeny bottle of mustard oil in the shower. So once I finish the shower, I put the mustard oil. Don't get grossed out, okay, please. I put it in the navel, in my nostrils, and in my ears.
Yeah.
So that's and that's something that my grandma taught me, and she said that if you do this every day, you'll never fall ill. So I've been doing that for about a year or so. I mean, just I don't ever not do it after a
Okay.
shower. So it
And
doesn't
you
feel
feel it's helped increase your immunity?
immunity hugely. Yeah.
Okay.
And also recently I've been alternating the mustard oil with ghee, warm
Okay.
ghee. So
Okay.
before going to bed, that's something that I've added before going to bed. So
Hmm.
just putting the warm ghee in the navel and then
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
sleeping on it. Beautiful, effective.
Yeah.
Another thing is sometimes I'm oil pulling with coconut oil.
Okay.
That I find also is very detoxifying.
Yeah.
And then I mean, really getting down to the basics, and I've switched to using datun,
Okay.
just neem leaf branches,
Mm-hmm.
neem bark branches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, it just really helps. Like, you feel so clean. Like, I've never felt so clean with toothpaste as you feel with the juices of the neem coming into the mouth, and that sour, I mean, that really bitterness that
Yeah.
just cleans you up from the
Yeah.
inside out.
Yeah. Because I think definitely because Ayurveda talks about the six tastes. So the bitterness in the neem and the stringency is what's really helping reduce, the sweetness which most artificial sweeteners, which most
There you
places
go. Yeah,
have. So it's actually a
absolutely.
great cleanser for you, which is why you feel a huge difference.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah,
really, I mean, these simple things actually they have the power to change, like revolutionize your life.
yeah, yeah.
I feel so blessed
Complete-
that we have all this wisdom, and available to us so easily. And, we're able to go back to it,
yeah,
just it's a seamless transition at the
yeah,
moment.
for sure. So I mean, there you have it. Like she's a modern day yogini. She is practicing Ayurveda in her urban, lifestyle on the go. She is doing oil pulling, through sesame oil. She is using Ayurvedic techniques of putting warm ghee and mustard oil in her belly, and in her nostrils, and in her a light dab in her eardrums to help build her immunity. So I think we
Yeah.
should all learn from this and actually use these techniques. Nobody has to feel uncool or cool doing this. It's just something which comes in ancient self-care, which if we start following, we'll automatically feel the difference. And in terms of your toothpaste as well, that's such valid advice, because all of us at some point are just doing multiple runs to get our teeth clean. But if we follow certain Ayurvedic principles of taste and ensuring, we are checking our toothpaste, it's so beneficial. So thank
Yeah.
you,
I mean,
Mona,
just
so much for
reading the
all the
labels is so
advice.
important, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's so
Yeah.
important to read the labels to know what you're actually putting in your body, what you're smearing on and massaging into your body, on your face, because you can't
Yeah,
just
because our
blindly.
skin is also like, our skin is our largest organ. Whatever you
Exactly.
apply on the skin gets absorbed right into your bloodstream in 6 seconds.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
there I go again. So, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure to do this with you, Shraddha. It's been, I think the more we share, the more we can grow and blossom into a healthier and more beautiful place to live. I think this is our exponential leap into a much more beautiful and connected dimension.
I completely understand. Like, I think it's amazing that we can connect from miles away,
Yeah.
and actually speak and actually share this with the universe. So I'm so excited to do this and collaborate with you. And I would love for you to tell us where a little bit about your new label and where it'll be available.
Yeah, so the brand is called Sunamana. It again, it means the sun and the moon, so the yin and the yang. We're all about the balance, right? So
Yeah.
and it's we're setting up the website, but the existing website, House of Kapali, we'll have something on there soon.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah.
Okay, exciting. So, guys, watch out and go check out Mana's Instagram page. It's Mansi Mahajan is her Instagram handle, and you can follow her. She's often live and doing guided meditations, and you can start following her and connect with her. So, thank you so much again, Mansi, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Thank you.
That was a pleasure, Shraddha. Take care. Thank you.
Okay.
Do your homework. See you.
See you. Bye. Bye.
Take care, love.